guys, it's Nikki here from Love of Dirt. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be harvesting my ginger. So it's actually start of winter here. It's actually really the start of winter. It's quite cold this week. Usually we don't get really cold temperatures until July. And normally our ginger has really died back by this stage, but it has been quite protected. It's been sitting under our aquaponics. So we grow our ginger in pots here. It's just easier with our clay soil. We find if we put the ginger straight in the ground, it tends to rot, and it does really well in pots. So these particular plants, I've got two varieties, the ones over there which I'll grab in a sec, but we've got just a traditional culinary variety. I don't know exactly what it's called. I would have picked it up at the Northey Street markets in Brisbane just to buy to eat, and then chucked it in the garden and it grew. And the other one we have, which we bought because I thought I killed it when I put this one into our clay soil, and it's a jumbo variety. So we're going to be harvesting these today, and I'm going to give you some tips on how to store it and stuff. So these have actually been growing. We didn't harvest last year at all because we did want to get a bumper crop. So if you're finding that your ginger harvests aren't as big, maybe keep it in for a couple of years, but we'll see how it goes today. So with these gingers, we've actually been harvesting for a couple of months just what we need. So we just sort of dig into the pot a little bit and just with a knife cut off what we need. It's a really cool way to sort of just have it when you want it, and you could potentially just leave it in a pot and do that. But today I'm going to really clean it out, get everything out, see what's in here, and we'll go from there, see what kind of harvest we've got. So I'm going to start with this standard ginger. Put my gloves on. There's even a worm in there. It's loving life in that pot. Now for the jumbo one. So you can see here, this is where we've been harvesting. So we've been chopping off big chunks, and it's fine. So this is the jumbo one, clearly, because it's so big. So we got here 1.3 kilos from the jumbo ginger. This is just the regular, and a very similar amount. Okay, so we've got the jumbo on this side and just the regular there, pretty much exactly the same amount of harvest. So what I'm going to do now is hose it down, give it a clean, and what you can do is you can either pop it in a bucket of sand and then wait for it to resprout to plant out, or just go and get what you need when you need it. Another option is you can actually stick it in the freezer. I wouldn't recommend putting it in any fridge, it will just dry out in the bottom of the fridge, so definitely try the bucket of sand option. So if you're going to go down the path of storing in sand, once you've rinsed it off, make sure that they're fully dry. So I'm just going to go stick these in the sun for today and maybe tomorrow. Just let it sort of dry out. And then I'm going to just some playground sand. So you can get it from Bunnings in a bag near the child playground equipment. It's not very expensive, so I will put it just in a regular pot with drainage holes just in case it does sort of get a bit damp, and then just surround the ginger with the sand, and also going to make sort of probably do 2 pots, one for the different varieties so I know which one's which next year, although it's pretty easy to tell which one's the jumbo. So I do the same process for turmeric. So this one here I harvested from the aquaponics on the weekend. It's just been drying out here, so I'm going to pop it in some sand and let the ginger dry and do the same thing. Definitely pretty happy with that harvest, considering it was in pots that were in really neglected conditions. I didn't actually freshen up that potting mix or anything. It was just spent potting mix. So, and as well, we didn't get any rotting from all of that stupid amount of rain we got. So yeah, definitely happy with our ginger harvest this year. Yeah, so if you've struggled to grow ginger before, maybe try in a pot, see how you go. Definitely Queensland temperatures do help get a better harvest. If you're finding that I think like usually we only get about that much, so this is a really good harvest. So yeah, leaving it in for those 2 years has definitely bumped up the crop. So yeah, there are definitely loads of ways that you can preserve ginger. I just find to keep it fresh, this sand method is the best, but you can definitely dehydrate it and grind it up to make a ginger powder. You can pickle it, you can do so many different things. Yeah, so don't be limited by the methods that I'm using, but yeah, freezing, dehydrating, pickling, there's probably other ways you can preserve it, and just popping it back in some sand. So this will help it prevent it from rotting, as opposed to if you were to leave it in the pot of soil. But yeah, because we typically don't get, everything's different these days, typically don't get the wet winters. It's usually fine left in the pot. But yeah, I definitely wanted to harvest some to put in the kitchen. I'll actually be taking in some to put in the freezer. Oh my god, I wish you could smell this, guys. It just smells divine. I might actually take some fresh stuff and grab some lemongrass and go and make myself a lemongrass and ginger tea, especially on this really freezing cold day. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Please make sure you like and subscribe. Thanks, guys.